And we're right back. Okay, so we just talked about computers.
2, y'all. Part 2, transition to middle school. That's what we're talking about today.
Can I talk about moving from classes?
Do it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm talking a lot.
Do it.
Okay.
You're the one who knows the information. I'm just adding extra stuff in.
Okay. I'm also going to talk about homeroom and study halls because those are probably new for you. So at the beginning of the day, you go to homeroom. That's, I guess in elementary school, that would be like your normal teacher. Like, whatever your teacher is now, that would be it. Because I don't know if it's a male or a female, but you know, that would be that teacher, except for now, they're only teaching, well, they're not really teaching you anything. And you're only with them for about an hour every day. So, in the beginning of the day, we spend like 25 minutes in our homerooms just checking in. We can get ready for the day. We can talk most of the time. It depends what kind of homeroom teacher you have. But, that's how homeroom is.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. And then,
Back in the day, we used to watch news, Channel 1 News. Do you guys watch news sometimes?
yeah,
Cool.
my homeroom doesn't. Other homerooms definitely do. If your school has a news station, ours does, like the students, what are you looking at?
Looking at our flowers
Oh.
behind us that are starting to grow.
The students run a news station in
That's
our
cool.
building. And if you have that, I mean, it might be online. So if your homeroom teacher doesn't show it, it will probably be online and you can watch that in the morning. Or she might have it on, or he, I don't know. But they'll probably have it on. Most homeroom teachers do. And then at the end of the day, you have another homeroom, which is like a study hall. And you want to get as much work done then as you can.
Even if you don't feel like working, because then you don't have to take it home.
Yeah, honestly. Like, I'm just giving you advice. At the beginning of the year, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I have 45 minutes where I can just relax, do whatever I want, go to the library and hang out with our friends, even though that the library is going to get really sick of that after a while. Okay, guys? I mean, you're not going to...
volume.
You're not going to... What?
The volume. They're not going to like the volume.
Exactly. You're supposed to be working in the library, and if you keep going down there and hanging out with your friends, you're going to get a bad reputation with the library, the librarians. I was about to say the library ladies. No, the librarians, and they're not going to let you come down there anymore.
Although sometimes it might be worth it to go down and hang out there.
Yeah.
As long as you don't do it all the time.
Honestly, it's good to go down there with your friends if you're going to bring work with you.
And then you can kind of chat or pass notes while you're working.
Honestly, like that's
the smart way
that
to
is
do
the
it.
smart way.
So along with those kinds of things and doing homework and going to study halls and using your time wisely comes the point of when you go to middle school, there's a lot more independence, which requires you to be the big R word, responsible. So you might already be a responsible student, but in middle school it's really important that you are responsible for your own stuff. You can't blame your parents, you can't blame, going on an outing or having a sporting event for not getting your homework done. So it's really important that you use your time wisely. That's why they give you the study halls and the homeroom. So if you come to school and you don't have that stuff done, it's not gonna fly.
Let me tell you something else about study hall, okay? So, during study hall, sometimes there are other activities that you can do that aren't after-school activities. Like the musical, that is an after-school activity. During homeroom, that is whenever student council, chorus, orchestra, band, any kind of music thing, basically, happens. And I think other things happen sometimes, too. I'm not really
Yearbook.
sure. Yeah,
You
yearbook.
used to meet for that during study hall.
Yeah, yearbook. That's really all I know of, but I'm
When
sure
you get
that
into the
there's
high
more.
school, it works the same way, except then they add in things like clubs and other stuff like that too.
Yeah. So, let's move to the responsible. Oh, okay, moving from class to class. And that goes with being responsible for your own stuff. So, it works, guys. It works. Okay.
When you're
Uh-oh.
moving from
I
class
feel rain.
I know it's starting to rain, so we have to finish up. Let's keep
Okay.
talking.
Sorry.
When we're
So,
moving from class to class,
You need to. Sorry. Go ahead.
it's important that you either use or don't use your locker, but figure out what you're going to do early on so that you can get into a routine and so that you can make a good choice about your transition from class to class and be on time.
Yeah. And you're gonna have to carry all of your own stuff, and it's a lot more stuff than you're used to, guys. I mean,
It
a
seriously
lot.
looks like an extension
Wait.
to your body, like a hump.
I'm gonna go get my bag.
Okay,
But
quickly.
keep talking. Keep talking.
All right.
Talk about being responsible.
Okay. It looks like a camel hump, and so you can't say that you've left things somewhere or that you didn't make it to your locker or whatever. You know, the dog ate your homework. That stuff doesn't work. Once you get to the middle school, teachers are really expecting you to step it up and make sure that your work gets done and that you turn things in on time. Doesn't mean that you can't ever not turn something in, but if you don't turn it in, then you just have to know that whatever the consequences are, that's going to be what you need to do. There's no reason to not be turning in your work. So this is a middle school backpack right here.
This is my backpack. I carry this around with me all day.
Look at that. It is seriously
It
like
runs
a
into
hump.
people,
It's
and
a
I
hump.
don't even apologize anymore. I mean, I always feel bad, and sometimes I turn around and like say a quick "I'm sorry," but then honestly,
So another
people
thing
will
that's
just
important
forgive you
is
because
standing up
you can't
straight.
help it.
When you have to carry something like that, it's a good idea to roll your shoulders back and stand up straight and have great posture. Because if you don't, over time, you're going to hurt your neck, you're going to hurt your chest, you're going to hurt your back. So you have to make sure that you are carrying it in a strong, correct posture format.
Yeah. So if you miss your work, don't blame your parents.
We already talked about that. Why don't you
I know,
talk
I'm
about...
just saying, middle
Oh,
school
all right.
teachers hate that like
I don't like
more
it
than
either.
anything.
Yeah, it's not my fault if you don't do your homework, Amber.
And whenever I say be responsible with
work
your own
done.
stuff, it just means like your teachers aren't going to be like, okay, now it's time to write in your planner. You have to do that yourself.
And that is how they teach you in elementary school, so that's something that's different. You have to write it down somewhere or do whatever works for you to remember your work.
Oh, so moving across the building, I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so whenever you're moving from one part of the building to another, for the first few weeks, it's okay if you get lost. Just kind of follow the crowd sometimes, because
Teachers don't get mad if you're a little late the first few weeks.
Yeah, eventually that will come to a classroom, and then you can ask that teacher where the room number is. I think, well, my dog was just looking out the window. I guess not anymore. She was like worried about me because I brought my backpack outside. So teachers won't really care if you're that late, but once we get further into the year, you need to kind of start moving. And okay, so for the first few weeks, it's super hard because you are not used to it. You have to move from each class in like 3 minutes. And my class is at least in 6th grade. Well, my math class was the whole way across the school.
In the 8th grade wing.
Because that was the 8th grade teacher because I was like 2 years ahead. So it was like across the whole school. So for her class, it was okay if we were a little bit late. And the teachers understand because, well, no, that's not what I was trying to say. The teachers before the teacher that you have to have the class for understand that it takes you longer to get to that class. So sometimes they'll let you go early. You kind of just have to ask. I left super early last year. Actually, you know, I'm not going to bring that up. Never mind. Don't get into fights about where you're sitting in your class because that's just, it's too much drama.
So
I
one of the
learned
other
that.
things you have to be responsible about is missing work too. So along the same lines, if you have to miss school for any reason, if you're sick, if you go on vacation,
You gotta email.
you gotta email your teachers and find out what you are going to be missing while you're out. They're not gonna come to you. more than likely they're not going to remember that you're going on vacation. So it's important now that everything is technological that you are emailing your teacher prior to leaving and being like, hey, I'm going to be out all next week.
Yeah.
What are some things that I can be working on? What work am I going to miss while I'm gone? Some
and you'll
teachers
have your own school email, so there's really no excuse to not email.
Some teachers are going to be really cool and be like, listen, I'm chill, I'm not worried about it, but this is the work you're going to miss. You'll have extra time to make it up when you get back. And other teachers will be like, listen, dude, you are going to miss this, this, and this. These 5 days of the week I expect when you get back, you need to give it to me in my hand. So it really depends on the teacher.
Most teachers are not like the last one that you
No,
described.
most of the time teachers are chill, but occasionally you will have a teacher like that. So that's why it's important for you to email ahead of time, because as long as your workload isn't too insane, if you can start working on that stuff you're going to be missing and get it done before you
get
leave,
it done so much faster.
then you don't have to take homework with you.
What kind of bird is that?
Hi,
It's the
birdie.
big month. What are you?
Ouch. So the
I
birdies
have no
are
idea what
out
that is.
tweeting today. It's kind of crazy weather here. It's hot, but the gray
They're
clouds
like,
are rolling
I'm
and it doesn't know
freaking
what
out.
it
What's
wants to do.
happening?
All right, so last thing.
Making new friends.
Hey, we
Do
talked
not. Sorry. Sorry.
No, we talked about it earlier. It's important. Go
Well,
ahead.
I have a lot to say about
Go
this.
ahead.
Do not be afraid to make new friends. People that you knew in elementary school are going to change a little bit. And you might not
A lot.
be... Well, I mean, it depends who they are. Some
True.
people change a little bit. Some people change a lot. You will probably change as well.
Yes.
Just try not to change for the worse. Change for the better. Make yourself a better person. And don't be afraid to branch out and try to meet some people, because honestly, I think that that's what people in your classes want. They want you to try to be their friend, because some people are just shy and they're like, oh, well, I mean, I don't know anybody, so I guess I'm just gonna be lonely the whole year. That's not the right way to handle this. Try to reach out and be like, hey, what's your name? I'm blank.
Pay attention to what kind of clothes people are wearing. Pay attention, and I don't mean to make judgments. I mean, you
Say,
know,
hey, I like your
give
shirt.
people compliments. If somebody's wearing, you know, a shirt that has something about The Office on it, and you love that sitcom, hint, hint, Amber, then maybe you want to approach that person and be like, oh my gosh, I love The Office. Michael is so ridiculously funny. And so then maybe it will start up a conversation, and you'll learn that you have other things in common, but you have to take a chance.
But if you give people a compliment, that's showing like good energies off of you, and they're gonna remember you the next day. They're gonna be like, hey, that person started a conversation with me yesterday. They complimented me. I think I'm gonna try to be their friend. They seem like a cool cat.
Positivity is
bee.
everything. It's everything. You want to try to keep a positive.
And obviously, they're not actually gonna say what I just said. They might think, hey, you know what? I'm gonna try to be friends with that person.
Yeah, positivity is everything. You just want to try to remain positive. Try not to make too many judgments. It's hard in middle school because I know that's what middle school, stereotypically, that's just what middle school is. Judgment here, judgment there, everywhere, judgment, judgment. It's like old McDonald's farm, but with judgments and positivity and negativity. So what you want to do is try to be positive and surround yourself with a positive aura, and people will feel that you're cool and laid back, and that you're a nice person, that you are originally kind.
And sometimes the people who at first sight you're like, oh yeah, no way, I'm not gonna be friends with that person. I mean, oh, there's just a bird.
Sounds back
There's
here.
just a bird.
Birds are just everywhere.
So you might think, oh no, that person's not my friend. I can already tell. I mean, they're not. Don't always trust your gut. Sometimes trust your gut. If they're being a jerk, trust your gut. Say no, you know.
Or they might just be having a bad
Not close.
day. Give them a new try the next day. Give them a new try the next morning. Maybe something will be different. You never know what people are going through either. You need
Yeah.
to remember that.
But even if you do think no, just give them a chance. Everyone needs a chance. I'm sure someone's also thinking that about you. Like, no, I don't think that I'm going to be friends with that person. She just doesn't seem like the kind of person that I would be friends with. Some people are so different that it makes them really good friends.
You also are not always going to wake up on the right side of the bed, so you're not going to be, in your perfect, personality every day that you arrive at school, and that's okay. You need to be forgiving and remember that people are people and everybody can't have a good day every day. So wrapping all of this up, middle school is an awesome transition. There's tons of opportunities, but you have to be brave enough to go out there and try things and meet new people and ask questions in class. Be inquisitive, don't be afraid, and be kind.
I just have one more thing to say. Okay, so once you're middle school, you just need to kind of lighten up a little bit. Like, what was that?
Birds.
It sounded like a
The
person.
birds are going crazy.
I mean, obviously you need to be serious about your work, but people are going to try to be funny. People are going to act weird, and that's okay because we're in middle school and we're all going a little bit crazy every day as the school year goes on. And so just lighten up, just to laugh. It's okay to laugh at people's jokes even whenever they are kind of dumb. And just sometimes you want to, I know for me, for some reason I thought, like, if I act tough and, like, I don't care about this person's jokes, then people are going to take me seriously. But people don't really need to take you seriously. It's middle school. So just chill out a little.
Yeah, essentially, you're still kids. You're not grown-ups yet. You have lots of years for that. When you're 18, then you're officially a grown-up. So you have lots of years to have fun without having a whole lot of consequences. So let your crazy wild side out. Be a kid, have fun, make jokes, be silly.
Yeah.
And learn some stuff. It'll be a good year.
And remember, middle school is not the worst year of your life. No one is going to give you a swirly. They don't really do that in real life. No one is going to stick you in. No one. This is my very last thing that I want to say. Sorry. No one is going to stick you in the locker. You are safe. The lockers are too small.
You're safe. You're safe. They can hardly fit a book bag.
Honestly. I can't fit my backpack in my locker this year. No way.
You'll survive it. And then we'll make a transitional video to high school where we'll tell you some other stuff.
I'm sure we will. Okay.
On that note,
bye-bye.
Peace out, y'all. We'll talk to you next time.
Do the peace sign. Okay. Bye.